Welcome to another episode of the Go Flush Yourself podcast with Jared Kirk and Matt Milbauer. Hey, welcome to another episode of the Go Flush Yourself podcast. This is Matt, joined as always by Jared. Jared, how's it going?
Good, how you doing, man?
Doing pretty good. And we have a perennial guest. What's the way to describe John? This is your third time on the show, Jon Nguyen.
Hey,
Um,
what's up? I don't know what perennial means, but yeah, it'd be the third
is
time
that
here.
like every year? I guess you've been on more than every. So yeah, I don't know what it would be. Frequent guest,
There we
Jon
go.
Nguyen. Thanks for coming on, John. How you been?
Glad to be here. Thanks for having me on again. Been good, man. I think the last time we spoke would have been right at the end of season or just
Yeah.
past the end of season, and
Yeah, I think
now
so.
we're weeks away from the start of season. So I'm getting pretty excited here.
Yeah, we're right there. And if you haven't, for our listeners, listen to John before. If you missed those episodes, it's episodes 13 and 26. You can go back and listen to those if you want to catch up on John. The first one, I think, was more of an interview type, get to know John. So you can go back and check those out. Well, cool. Well, speaking of the season coming up, like what do you got peeking around the horizon for yourself down there in California?
Well, we have regular old bird season. I would like to. I would say I haven't gone back to my spots all summer. There's been zero scouting. I've been super lazy. But I'm crossing my fingers that when I roll out opening day, that my spots are still intact. In that there's been some
Yeah.
crazy wildfires this year where we are, and I know many of those fires are around where I normally go. So uh, the plans would be, California quail as always.
Yep.
I'd like to get into chucker this year. So now that my kids are, yeah, not older, but possibly old enough for me to leave them home for like a night with my wife and not get in trouble, I'd like to go venture a bit further out and chase some red-legged devil birds. That'd be kind of fun.
I think I've asked this before, but I don't remember without giving away any good details about locations. Maybe you don't have any yet. How far are you from Checker Country? Like, how long is that drive?
Let's
It sounds like
see.
overnight, so it sounds like you have like a good
I
drive.
mean, I could probably do it in a turnaround trip, but it's
Oh, okay.
maybe a 3.5, 4 hour drive each way,
Gotcha.
which
Gotcha.
is like I'd like to make more than a morning of something if I'm going to be driving 8 hours.
Yeah, for sure.
Makes
Yeah.
sense.
And you don't want to drive home like 3 or 4 hours after like being that tired, I imagine, waking up early and then hiking all day and then having to drive all the way home in the dark.
Yeah, and if I did that for one day, I'd probably end up working Bruce a little too hard, and
Yeah. Right.
that's a
Yep.
shitty thing to do for, a responsible dog owner.
How's Bruce doing?
He's good, man. We got his nuts chopped off.
There you go.
We put
Nice.
him through obedience training. So we are dialing him way back in the off season. Costs a lot of money, by the way, if you're interested in like obedience training and you don't want to do it
Oh,
yourself.
it's
It does. It's
crazy.
super expensive.
Yeah, like I would have done it myself, and a large portion of my ego was like, I don't want another dude training my dog. That's like, letting someone borrow your wife or something, and I don't like that.
Fair.
But that said, my wife was insistent on getting professional help because she is the one that handles them most of the day while I'm at work and juggling two kids and a rocket of a dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I shelled up the cash, man.
Well, I mean, to be fair, we all, we send our kids to professionals to get taught at school, so we don't do it all ourselves. Well, I guess one of my kids is homeschooled, so we kind of do it all ourselves. But even then, there's teachers,
Yeah.
other people. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
spent all my training points on getting him to be a bird dog and then
Yeah.
0 points on training.
Yeah, I got one of those too. I think Jared might as well if he
Yeah. He has his moments.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I will say there has been a stark difference after getting his nuts removed and putting him through
Yeah.
training. He's like becoming a good dog. He has like inside access now.
Oh yeah.
So he's, eating all the kids' food and messing around and knocking over children inside, but he's like more controlled while
Yeah.
doing so. So that's nice.
Controlled chaos.
That's right.
Yeah.
They
It's
love
like
it.
it's very
Yeah.
intentional now, right? It's no longer accidental. It's like if you're doing this now.
I
Yeah.
saw him the other day. My oldest was just like dousing him with a hose in the backyard by themselves. He's 5 years old.
Yeah.
And Bruce is getting crazy, jumping back and forth, knocking over toys, grabbing like I don't know if your kids are a bit older, but my kids still have like a water table, and so he's grabbing the water table and running back and forth in the backyard with the full water table, which is bigger than him. And then I see Jackson hit him with the hose. And Bruce said, "You know what? I've had enough out of you." He body checks Jackson and knocks him down and then steals the hose away from him.
Oh my
But the
God.
kids were laughing the entire time, and he did so in a more gentle body check than he would me, because he'll knock my wife down if he's getting crazy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Is he how old is Bruce now? Is he three, two?
No, I
I can't remember.
think he's just over 2.
Just over
So
two.
he
Okay.
turned 2 in March.
Okay. Right. All right. Very cool. Yeah, so he's still young. He's still got the puppy energy.
Oh no, he's still crazy for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
But he's becoming a good dog. My wife's starting to
Nice.
trust him. She was threatening to give him away almost every week for the past 2 years.
I've never experienced a spouse saying that before
Yeah.
with bird
Yeah.
dogs. If your wife loves your bird dog 100% of the time, it's probably not a great bird dog. Like,
No, yeah, no, I
or
totally
you're
agree
a
with
very
that.
good trainer, one of the two.
There is that.
I don't know, man. I don't know how you feel about this, but I feel like overly trained dogs. I think that there's a personality type that has a very well trained dog.
Yes.
And I think with that relationship of dog and handler, I think there's the handler gets more out of the personality, but as an observer from the outside, I'm like, man, that dog's a little too well behaved. And I don't know
Yeah.
what the dog's personality is. It's too timid for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm kind of with you on that. Like I kind of like when I'm in the especially when I'm in the field is probably the best place when I see it. Like I like when I see the Springers being a Springer Spaniel. Like they're out there and they're ping ponging around. I see them doing things that's just like from their own experience or from their DNA. And it's like I couldn't have taught them how to do that, and that was cool to see. I mean, that's also kind of a cop out of saying like they're not super well trained, but I do like to know what you're saying. Like if they were like perfectly healed next to me and I sent them a certain direction, they did something. It's like okay, like that's cool, but I got a dog to be a dog, at least from my perspective.
I got a
Yeah.
dog to practice jujitsu on.
There you go.
Nice. Do you all have a dove season down there at all?
We do. I'm
That's a dog
lazy.
boy.
Well, no, I shouldn't say I'm lazy. It's funny. I'm gonna take the long route on this one. Um, Someone asked me the other day if I'm doing dove this season as well. And my first reaction to it was like, I don't know, maybe. I don't know if it's like my speed for hunting. I like hunting for dove if I'm hunting for dove like I'm hunting for quail.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
in many areas that I hunt, they are, you do have a mixed bag opportunity. And I like kicking the quail up, or no, sorry, I like kicking the dove up just like I would quail and then shooting them down. I don't know how I feel about, well, I shouldn't say that. I don't know how Bruce feels about sitting and watching birds fly around and then just picking them up afterwards. I think he likes to be engaged. And
Yeah.
when I say that, it's because, yeah, I don't have a very well trained dog. So he's not going to sit at heel the entire time, right? He wants to run.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I get that. Like I get excited for dove season. Ours is September 1st. So it's like we're recording this end of August. So it's like right around the corner. And I'm always excited because it's like a hunting season. I can go hunt birds, but I'll go decoy and I don't enjoy it as much as standard upland hunting with my dogs. I know, Jared, you
Mhm.
get out after them with, you'll actually walk and hunt like you would a quail or pheasant, don't you?
Yeah. I kind of do kind of a jump shoot, I guess, for lack of a better term. Um, I have decoyed in the past. I have sat out there in the past and done it like that, and it's fine. And I'll probably still do it. It's just with bones, it's more fun to just jump shoot birds.
Yeah.
Um, because the places I go, like they're always flying around somewhere. So usually it's a quick, oh shit, there's a dove, and then shoot one, or you flush a whole bunch of them. So I mean, it's the beginning of the season, so it's always worth going out and just walking with the dog and having a shotgun with you, and maybe you shoot a bird or not.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know how it is. It's probably hot down for you that time of year too, John. But like up here, like last year it was 99 was the high on on September 1. This year I saw it's like 85. So, but the day
Yeah,
after is 99. So I'm thinking if that can hold, it might be worth it. But yeah, when I'm out there decoy hunting doves, which is usually just an opener, sometimes another day or two, I'm always going for walks. Like, well, I'm just gonna go for a quick walk. Like that looks interesting over there. I want to walk over there. And it's, I
yeah.
don't know. Yeah, it
I
gets a little boring, but it's a way to get out, I guess, when nothing else is
I use it
open.
a lot for like scouting too. Like I'll just go out and it's just like I'll
Yeah.
just check out an area and I'm like with the guys of I'm hunting for doves, but I'm actually just scouting. And if I see a dove, fantastic. If I don't, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
I don't know, you guys talking about it kind of makes me want to go check when the Dove opener is and maybe go after opener and just swat around. I know my local spot out here, Dove opener, it's just every the whole hill's covered in dudes. The
Yeah.
whole road's
Yeah.
covered in dudes, and it's the one day out of the year that everyone's hunting. So I don't know, maybe, but I'm actually looking up right now if it's something I want to do. I'm I've found other mistresses in passions as of late.
Nice.
And so in the off season here, I've been trying to figure out how to play golf. Okay, so September 1, that man, Dev openers next week.
Yeah, Labor Day,
All right, well, that might happen.
which means you might have the day off already.
Oh, you know what? Next week's no good. No, next week's my wife's birthday, and
Oh,
that's no good to hunt on your wife's birthday.
yeah, probably
Uh,
not.
Yeah.
but it also means I have the kids. Um, I might cruise out maybe the week after.
There you
I
go.
mean, like
I
Jared
like
said, it's a good reason to scout with a gun in your hand
Yeah. If
and the
nothing else, just
dog.
thinking of his dog training and with a bonus bird.
Oh, do we lose John? You're frozen, John. Oh,
You
you're
got
back.
me?
You're back.
Yeah, no, Bruce certainly needs some conditioning, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
John
think
does
I
too.
I think I'm the one who needs the conditioning in my household.
Yeah.
So
I got a fun story.
Oh yeah, what's up?
I got recognized in the wild yesterday for the first time ever.
Oh man.
That's pretty cool.
What
Yeah, it
happened?
was, and so we were, I was at the beach, and these two dudes were cruising by with fly rods in hand, and no one fly fishes the surf out here other than, idiots like me because it's hard, and
Mhm.
people that fly fish the surf are like dudes that are tired of catching fish. Like the tactic out here is you throw a hunk of bait on, you walk it past the surf and go chest deep and then huck it past the surfers and wait for like a shark or something to bite on. We have a bunch of leopards out here, rays. That's the kind of, you either do that or you take a light rod and you look for perch at the first break out here. But I saw these guys with fly rods in hand, and as they're walking by, I'm like, "Hey, are you guys seeing any like Corbina or something? Because that's usually the target species for SoCal Pacific Ocean surf fishing or surf fly fishing." And we get to talking, and one of the guy goes, "Hey, are you the guy that quill or bird hunts?" And it took me by surprise at first, and I was like, I do bird hunt. What's up?" He goes, "Oh yeah, I've seen your YouTube videos." And I go,
Uh
"Oh, amazing." And so we get to chat, and I realize I'm super awkward. Shout out Will, but I'm super awkward in that kind of situation where I'm caught off guard. And the best part of it was that that moment happened in front of my wife, who eye rolls pretty much everything I do. So, with 3 years of videos, 500 subscribers, and that particular moment to happen in front of my wife, it's like it's all worth it to see the level of eye roll that she had, and because now she has to like admit that it's been validated. And I go, how does it feel
Just a
to be
couple of
married
fans.
to a
Yeah,
celebrity?
that's right.
Yeah, she goes, "Hey, who are those guys?" I go, "Oh, just some fans. Recognize
Just-
me from YouTube."
That's awesome though.
That's pretty good.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. That's great.
I'm not
So
I will continue to not be humble or not be humble about it and lean into annoying my wife that this
As
is
you should.
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
validated.
Yeah.
So you made a video on your channel about 870s.
Uh-huh, I did.
So talk to us about that. What made you want to make that video? Like
I
I
hate
really
I
enjoyed it.
I hate that video. I wanted to try something new. I'm gonna come
Okay.
clean on it, man. So in the off season, I was like, maybe I gotta figure out like other videos to make outside of the 3 months that we get to go, pound the hills with our boots. And, I don't know, Matt, if you or Jared, if you are using like a ton of AI on your, in your everyday life at this point,
Oh yeah.
but oh,
I am
I love
not.
it. I use AI for a lot of stuff, man. And so I started, chatting with my bot, and it's like, hey, you should make some informative videos. I'm like, okay, cool. I'd like to talk about like I like my 870. It was my first shotgun. I bought a Wingmaster
Hmm.
uh, from my friend's dad's pawn shop for I don't know, 150 bucks, 200 bucks. And it's like, gosh, it's bigger than a 28-inch barrel. So I
Okay.
want to say maybe 31,
Hmm.
but this is like old school. Barrel is choked. Uh, it's a great looking 870. And so I made a video using an AI script about the history and importance of the 870. And I thought it
Hmm.
was cool at first, but then I watched it again and I was like, man, I really don't like making AI videos. It feels dirty, feels naughty. I'm not going to do it again, but it was something that I tested out and wanted to try.
Sure.
Yeah. Well, uh I've been using I use AI all the time at work all the time, and then at home I use it a lot too. Like instead of Google, I essentially use AI now. Like Google for me. Like, dude, I don't want to like sift through search
Hmm.
results like a caveman. And so like lately I've been doing gun reviews on it. Like if there's a shotgun that's not super well known, I'm curious about, and I can't find any good reviews online. I'm like, hey, give me a review covering these topics about this gun, and it gives me like paragraphs and paragraphs about it. And I have found it will lie to you. Like if it doesn't if it's not sure, but it feels more confident than like 50%, it'll just go to 100% confidence on you. Like I was asking about if a certain shotgun was like scaled down for like a 20 gauge. And it's like, no, it's not. I'm like, I figured it would be. So I'm going to the forums, I'm looking, and I finally like email the manufacturer and their customer service and asking them like, yeah, it's scaled down. I'm like, ah. So I went back and told AI, like, actually it is scaled down. And it's like, that's not what I saw. I got super defensive. I'm like, what? Like, no, like it's scaled down. And it's like, that's not accurate. Like you need to double check that. And I'm like, I did double check it. Like I'm arguing with it, anything. But it's cool, but there is that kind of problem with it. But no, it's interesting. I've been using it for lots of things. Like I tried it to plan a hunt for me. I'm like, I live here. I want to target this with these dogs. What should I do? And it did a pretty good job. It wasn't perfect, but I was curious, like if I give it minimal input, like will it give me something out of the box? And it really didn't, but if I didn't know what I was doing, it would have been very helpful. So,
Oh, totally. I've ChatGPT 5 is amazing. And
oh
I'm
yeah.
thinking about buying that $20 subscription just to, have more compute power or whatever it is. But yeah, I feel like it's a really good tool to go from like 0 to 1. And
Yes.
then you have to refine based off that. But dude, I just got into golf, bought, did a whole, 3 days of conversing with my chat bot to land on some improvement clubs. that
Hmm.
will bring my 30-year-old clubs to more modern spec. Um, it was doing great at making recommendations based off of my play style, all that, input that I gave it. I mean, God, what else? I used that for something significant the other day as well outside of golf. Can't remember what it was now. That's the other flip side of AI is that you just stop using your brain, so you
Yeah,
forget.
it starts smoothing out. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
the
it
folds go
does.
away.
Yep.
But no, I use it at work all the time. It's, certainly accelerating my processes.
Oh yeah.
Um, I use it quite a bit for video ideas.
Hmm.
I'm not going to go full ass like I did with the 870 video, but I've been using it for ideas and how to bring other content ideas into the fold that are not necessarily niched to just like bird hunting. So
Hmm.
over the summer, I made some like handgun videos
Yeah,
where because I just had a hole in my pocket and wanted to buy some handguns. And after we talked about USPSA stuff, I was like, I kind of want to get back into that too.
sure.
But after buying a handgun, I was like, how do I like tie this other hobby into my stuff on YouTube and not totally pollute the algorithm? And it gave me really good ideas on how to tie it up that I don't think I would have landed on as quickly. Maybe I would have gotten there like in 6 to 8 months' time. But being that, my outing was for the weekend and I wanted to pre-plan for it, it was like, what you should do? You kind of have like this backcountry outdoorsman's vibe. Why don't you do like backcountry outdoorsman like drills or something? Like what would you use in the backcountry? So I made it more comedic and was able
Nice.
to generate some, interesting content clips based off of that. So that was kind of cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Nice.
uses for that. Yeah, Jared, you got to jump on board. Start using AI and having
I
it
just don't get it.
write stuff for you and do everything for you. Yeah,
I Yeah, I think there might be an issue with that in all honesty on my for my work. So,
probably.
yeah.
I know because I also teach at a university online, and my students like the first time they turn in papers, I use AI so much I can see when something's AI written, it's like I can tell this is not a person. Like it has its own voice, right?
Yeah.
And like maybe a quarter of the students, it's just like the first assignment is just all AI. Like they just put the prompt into the thing and generally didn't even read it, just submitted it, right? And I just call them all out on it. And it's just like the second time there's like one, and the third time there's like no one's doing it anymore. But it's crazy. It's like you're paying for a bachelor's degree and to theoretically like better your education and your career, whatever you're trying to do. And this is what you want to do. All right. All right. There's a time and a place.
Yeah,
Sure.
it's an interesting thing because, with young kids, me and my wife talk about this a lot. I also work in, the tech space and a lot, where we live, it's a I would say it's a conservative. It leans slash is pushed slash it is largely conservative
Hmm.
for California, and I think the folks that are more progressive kind of like duck their heads in this neighborhood because it's mostly military and what have you.
Right.
And so, and I don't say that in a derogatory sense. I say that in a sense where there are conservative values in education as well, where there is a shyness to AI and a
Yeah.
desire to, have kids learn the traditional ways through memorization, sight reading, et cetera, et cetera. And, writing papers. Writing papers is a weird thing, right?
Yeah.
I think that from an education standpoint, folks are going to start needing to evolve the way that assignments are given out because it's not going to
Yeah.
be paper writing anymore. It's going to be how much content can you feed your notebook LLM to produce like what I need to know about,
Right.
what I'm asking for, right? How well can you operate? I think there's a lot of folks here that are timid about that, but luckily, in our neighborhood, our school's one of those Apple accredited schools. So it's like very tech forward, and I'm
Nice.
kind of excited to see like how that program evolves, just so I can use it for myself.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like if you went back, a long, long time ago, education was just memorization because there wasn't like if you go back a long, long time ago, there wasn't the technology of the written word, let's say. So if you wanted to learn something, it had to be passed down through memorization and practice. And it's like we got the technology of like books or writing, and it's like you don't memorize anymore. And I'm sure there's pushback back then of like these kids these days, they just read it. They don't have to memorize it, but that's just how it is. And you're right, because the technology allows us to do so much more. So instead of like, can you read some sources and write a paper, it's going to be, can you compound a lot of things together, use things like AI chatbots to then produce something even bigger and more? Like, can you essentially do a master's thesis at the bachelor level just for like a regular assignment because you have the power to do it now?
I mean, that's kind of like, not to try to jargon it up with too many words, but the it's kind of a hyper accelerated version of what knowledge or learning or education is today, right? Really, from a human, evolution standpoint, we're not too far off from our ancestors in terms of like
Yeah,
brain power capability, understanding. But what we do have is the hive mind. Like we have
yeah.
knowledge that builds on top of knowledge or technology that builds on top of technology. And you said it earlier where, you had to memorize stuff. Okay, that only goes so far. Now you can
Mhm.
write it down. Now you can absorb more, and then you can build on top of it. But now, and then now you have institutions that then build your understanding on top of that. And then you have the internet coming to play, which gives you what appears to be limitless information that you can build on top of. And it continues to stack in terms of this acceleration of faster applied learning on top of technology. And I think that it's only going to get faster because now, instead of having to Google search 100 things, you can have your AI Google search 100 things and you can just build on top of whatever it's giving you with your own brain power.
Yeah. Oh, it feels weird to Google now, right? It feels like, why am I sifting through all of this? Like, why am I having to do it? That's stupid. I get it. We're pretty far off topic from upland flushing dogs, but
Oh yeah.
I'm not upset. It's cool. It's good. It's good.
Yeah,
Gee,
I did do on my waste of time through traffic deal. I was making content around using AI around the concept of, you know, this 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 concept of human evolution or this concept of, ancestors versus modern humans and that sort
yeah.
of stuff. But yes, you're right. We've deviated way off. Bring us back in, Matt.
No, it's all good. It's all good. So, Jared, I guess, because we've been going to AI. You're not even on an AI chat bot, man. You gotta
I,
get on the good, you gotta get on the good stuff here.
it's true. I have no
You got to
idea what you
pick
guys
your
are talking
bot.
about.
He's gonna be one. Yeah, well, he's gonna be one of those people who's like never got on social media. It's like, wow, you don't even know what it's like. You don't get that
Well,
dopamine hit when you get that like on there.
Well, I mean, you brought it up earlier. I mean, you could use your AI chatbot to find good hunting spots. If
You
you went
can.
from like 0 to 1, I've
Yep.
never hunted before, like myself as an adult onset hunter. If I had that tooling today, I feel like I could have certainly accelerated the ability to get out there with more confidence, less hesitation, because that thing will spit out coordinates for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
I I was doing something around. Oh, that's what I was doing. I was looking up because we moved to this area about 2.5 years ago,
Yeah.
and it's a new area to explore. And one of the things that I also like doing is finding old shit, finding and like uncovering old shit, and or so what some people call treasure hunting. So I'll take my metal detector out, but I was looking for coordinates on what are the famed stories of
Yeah.
the old history of my town. What's local to me? What can I go explore with my kid? I would have applied the same thing to hunting. I
Yep.
mean, I had to do
Yeah.
like actual handshake research for my hunting spots out here by like talking to people, and
Mm-hmm.
that sucked.
Well, yeah, a lot of us upland hunters are introverts anyhow. We want to get out by ourselves somewhere. It's kind of our nature. But like, no, I've used it because I know, Jared, you've done this where you get online, you're trying to find like reports on bird numbers and counties and the stuff the
Hmm.
state puts out, or maybe Pheasants Forever puts out or something. You're trying to figure out like where's it at this year. But I've been asking AI like, hey, can you look through all this stuff, find all the information you can, and then tell me like the best places to go, what cover to look for, what's it look like, and it gives me stuff. I've taken me forever. I probably wouldn't even figured it out to figure out how to like bring all that together and do it. And in a second, it gives me those answers. I'm just waiting for the minute when Onyx integrates an AI chatbot, and so as you're in there on your map, you're asking it like, "What about this area? What crops are there? Like, what should I look for?" And it's just pumping you with information based on like your pins and the data you've given it on where you flushed birds in previous years, if you've marked those, like
Hmm.
there's really something to it there if Onyx ever jumps on board, which I'm sure they will someday.
Yeah.
I think, what's more interesting is those are the things you thought up of on the fly. I think where AI would take it a step further is
Yeah.
like the days that you were successful, the times and locations that you were successful. It can build the telemetry to like what were the conditions? What was the wind
Yeah.
doing? What was the moon like? In order to, and that's more, I guess, for deer hunting, but what are all the other conditions that built into your successful hunt based off of the data that occurred during that time, day, location? That's super
Yeah.
interesting to me.
Imagine if it had
Yeah.
like 10 years of your personal data and all of your hunting flushes and where you're at and conditions and everything, and then starts spitting out information that you never would have put together on your own until, I don't know. I could see it making people much more successful bird hunters. Maybe it takes some of the romanticism away, but like we have so much technology we use in this, and it still feels like an outdoor natural excursion. Like we have GPS on my dogs and on my wrist and all the stuff, but like I think it would still be really cool to have the information and walk out with that knowing knowing like all of that synthesized together from all of your hunts over however many years, man. That'd be crazy.
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
still be shitty at hunting, but you know, I
You still
like
gotta
I
hit
like
the
to
bird.
Yeah.
still got to do the hard work. Yeah, I get you though. I think that in one case it does take away from the thought of, figuring out your own pathing, walking down an unknown road, or getting into a new spot and figuring it out and trying to, pick apart the landscape with your eyes to figure out where the birds could be holding. But like you could do that recreationally still.
You still could. Like people ride
Yeah.
horses still. It's fine.
Jared could still do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like, do I want to go hunting without my smartphone on X and GPS collars? Like, not really. Like, I enjoy
I mean,
using that technology out there.
dogs are technology,
True. So are your
arguably.
shotguns. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
they'll be the older generation, and people like Jared here when we're older, and he'll be kids these days. AI tells them exactly where the bird is. It's in that bush right there.
Right.
You know, back in my day, we had a scout.
Yeah.
I use my nose.
That's
Boot
right.
leather.
That's
Yeah.
right. Oh man. Well,
I'm on board either way.
yeah, yeah. I'll probably jump on any bandwagon, any technology bandwagon when it comes to bird hunting. It's always super interesting to me. I like tech and gear though, so it's tough not
Fair.
to.
True.
Yeah. Well, I'm not sure if you saw John, but Jared's Bones had a little incident. Jared, I'm not sure if you want to update the audience or how's Bones doing
Oh yeah.
after his
Cheat,
situation.
his cheatgrass experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he got into some cheatgrass. I think he brushed by it one time um on a training day, which I tried to keep him away from cheatgrass, and apparently I did a bad job. Ended up getting an infection, and he had to go in for surgery. Um, and get it taken out. We got it taken out, which is nice. We also did this. This happened right at the basically at the exact same time that I was moving. So I had to move from an apartment to a house. And then, so our new house has a half acre, lots of land, not lots of land, but it has a huge yard and stuff. And now I have a the time I had a dog that was supposed to be not doing anything, and I don't know if you've ever had to try and stop a Springer Spaniel from doing things. It doesn't work very well. Trying to get a high energy dog to just lay down. Um, so sedatives were highly encouraged by her vet. Because one of the vets, when we brought him in, he was like, "Your dog is basically like just ADHD in dog form," and I was like, "Yep, that's that's the Springer.
That's bird dogs.
That's
Yeah.
Bert dogs." So yeah, so but he's healing up good. He's back back to where he was before. It kind of messed up my whole August plans. Because now I'm scared of cheatgrass. Um, I had a whole plan of what I was going to do for him and what training we were going to do and really get into some, working on his range and stuff like that. But that did not happen. So, uh, went out a little bit ago just to kind of, break the ice a little bit back in the field, and his range was okay. I might switch to a full choke, but his range is okay, and yeah, he's doing good right now though. So he's healed up and ready to rock and roll. So he's still got a weird shave spot on the side, but other than that, he's good.
So, so for the people that aren't familiar with what cheatgrass is, like myself,
Yeah.
what
Okay.
is cheatgrass and where do you get lodged?
So it's, as far as I understand, it's an invasive species that's just an asshole plant. As far as I can tell, it has like some sort of weird. Matt probably knows more about this because he did a deep dive on it. I just want to burn it all, but it's some sort of like it around like I guess mid August ish. It tries to bloom and then it basically like catches rides on random animals, and then I don't understand the thought process of the plant, which obviously it's a plant, so there's no thought process, but why it burrows into things. But it basically burrowed through his skin, and then caused an infection. The vet said there's quite a bit he had in there. I know they can. I've had guys get or seen pictures of it getting in their dogs' noses and in their
Yeah.
lungs, and has them cause like emergency surgery and stuff like that and killing animals. But
No.
yeah, it's just this random, like you've probably seen it. It's just like a tan grass that just
Yeah,
is an
You
invasive
you have to
species.
have some down there, and maybe not. Maybe
Yeah.
it's a little too warm, but like it's like ankle high. It looks very non-threatening. Yeah, invasive from like the Eurasian steppe, like kind of area, and it came over here just accidentally with some grain as the guess, but it's taken over. It's taken over a lot of the native grasses. It's pushed a lot out. It is a food source for partridges like Huns and Shucker. And like when I shot Huns last year, they were in the cheatgrass. That's where they want to hide. But it's very sparse, only like ankle high. But it's not the top tier food for partridge. It's a food source, but like it'd be better if the, as far as I understand, it'd be better if the original grass was still there for them. But yeah, it's a plant like that and like foxtails. If you think of that kind of plant, like they can burrow into dogs like that. They're kind of like a barbed little seed to hang on to grab onto, something like Jared said, and move somewhere. Then the seed hopefully falls off for the plant's sake, and then replant and regrows from there, and it can reproduce. But it's really good at burrowing in and can sometimes get into the skin and cause a infection, pus pocket. And
Yeah.
that's what
And
unfortunately happened to bones. But after August, September, like that's the seeds should fall off. So like when we're usually out in cheatgrass during bird season, there's not a lot of seeds left.
it was, I will say the one thing is it was quick. Like it was like I think I went training on a Monday, and I think like Tuesday or Wednesday I noticed it. And I was like, that's strange. And then noticed it was kind of warm. And I think like Thursday I took him into surgery. Um, when they had to basically kind of like they took a syringe and just kind of felt what like just pulled pus out of it basically. And they're like, yeah, we got to get him surgery. And so they had to put uh, uh, drains in him basically to get it all out. So it was quick. But they said it's if I would have waited longer, it would have been way worse. So
Yeah, it can be
Man,
fatal.
well, I just looked
yeah,
at cheatgrass. It doesn't look intimidating at all. We
No,
definitely have it out here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had no idea that it could burrow into skin. I feel like I just messed around with that grass myself.
Yeah.
It's
Oh
like
yeah. If you go
sitting.
out, you're gonna pick it out of your shoe, your boots, and like if it gets into your
Yeah.
sock,
Yeah.
you'll pick it out every time I've hunted. I'm in cheatgrass up here. So,
Yeah.
but it's just I'm always usually out in late September and on, and it's the seeds are gone.
So it's the seeds that cause issue.
Yeah, seed that
So
Yeah.
hangs on those.
fascinating.
Yeah, if you look
Yeah.
at cheatgrass in fall, you'll look a little grass thing on top, a little like on, but that's not. I think it's not on would be the seed, but like you can see where they were, but they're
Yeah.
gone. Yeah.
It's interesting. Yeah, it was an interesting experience that I wish I didn't have to go through, but he's good now. We now know what to do and how to stay away from it. So at least during the training season during the summer and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
yeah.
How was Bones on the drugs though?
My wife loved him. Uh she was
I
like, "Your dog is so good." And I was like, "That's because he's super high right now."
uh, I
Um
I bring it up because when we cut Bruce's nuts off, the one his nuts swelled tremendously, but like bird dog, like puppy, like
yeah.
you can't not drug them up and have them, to your point,
Yeah.
have them just be still,
Yeah.
even with the donuts and the
Yeah.
cones and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bruce was, dude, like I wanted to go back to the vet to like get a couple more weeks worth of drugs, like trazodone,
Yeah.
because of how chill he was, you know, on
Yeah.
drugs.
Yeah.
And so much so that my wife and I were sitting in the backyard one night. Like, man, this dog is just like a dreamboat when he's all drugged up.
Hmm.
I had my AI write a song about my dog on drugs. Uh, and the story being like, I put on a part of it on my Instagram reel, but I was like, you know what? I want to write a song about my dog. I want it to be called I Like You Better on Drugs. I want it to have some weird innuendo of like being kind of, 90s, 2000s emo goth a little bit.
There you go.
Um, and it wrote just a banger of a song about how I like my dog better on drugs.
That's awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah, my wife's one of her Yorkies. It's only 3.5 pounds. It's this tiny little dog, and she has this thing. We think is what she has. It's called stress colitis, where anytime she gets stressed, it just causes like 3 days of diarrhea. And it's awful. It's because she's running around the house, and you gotta watch her, and it's just a pain in the butt when this happens. And we take her to the vet and they try all these different things and whatever. And she's so little, like the doses are like nothing, right? She's like, well, here's the deal. And like her idea of stress is when like someone comes to the house, someone knocks on the door, like a kid's friend comes over. Like, okay, she's gonna have diarrhea for about 5 days. Like, great. And the vet's like, here, just get some trazodone, give her that. And she's already pretty chill because she's a Yorkie, she's a lap dog, and you give her their tiny little dose of trazodone. Like this is like tiny little thing for a dog that size. Yeah, she just laid there with her eyes slit like this, just like just high as a kite, laying around the house like on her back, having the best time. I will warn you though from this story that we asked the vet like, well, how often should we give her that? Is there too much? She's like, just once a day you can do it. Is probably what I do, and so once a day you can go and give her a trazodone during a quote unquote stressful event. But we learned that over time um, they get used to that dose, and you have to up
Yeah.
it, but you can't up it too much because it's based on weight. There's only so far you can go. So be careful with trazodone. We've learned because now she's like it doesn't really affect her anymore. It's like now we got to find something else to do. But
He's a junkie.
she's a
That's right.
junkie. She needs a little more of a fix than what she used to get. But
Yeah.
yeah, she's a little
It's
yep.
Yeah, it's the classic tale of addiction. That's what it is. So
She's gonna OD writing her new record, or her next
that's right.
record.
Well, if she joins the 27 club, though, she'll be a very old dog, so that'd be
Oh,
good.
that's right.
It'll be fine.
Yeah, well, when I did try to get more drugs for Bruce from the vet, I felt like at first they were thinking about it, uh, but then like Bruce like flipped a trigger and like tried to tackle the vet, like, jumps on top of the vet because he's a terrible dog and I don't know where he got it from. So he was jumping on the vet, and I think that she was like, you know what? I'm not going to give you that extra dose. I'm going to put you on like a 3-day supply, and, we'll figure it
Ah!
out from there. Because like the nurse before was like, "Eh, could you get you like 2 weeks out of here?" I go, "Oh, nice, perfect." Nope, here's 3 days.
Oh man,
You
cut
ruined it
me
for us
off.
both.
Jeez. Does he even know what
Yeah.
he did to himself?
No, and then he
Well,
cost me like 2 grand to get him trained.
yeah, how was that trained? So were you like leaving him for the day or for a certain amount of time, or do you do it with him? Are they training you as well, or how's that work?
No, I have too much of an ego to have someone tell me how to train my dog. So uh the trainer came to work with Bruce and my wife.
Okay.
So
Okay.
she would be the handler. I would go and entertain the kids. It was like a three or no, was it 3 or 4? 3 to 5 home sessions where
Okay.
he comes for like an hour at a time, gives us the pointers, the tricks, the tooling, gives us homework, and then we do our homework until the next time he visits. And then there's like group sessions now with other dogs, and I guess for like a year we could do their Sunday group training whenever we want to learn some new stuff. But he's good now
Nice.
ish.
Yeah.
He got his certificate.
Put that up in the fridge and
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see.
yeah.
We'll see how much, dialed back he is during hunting season.
Oh, it'll be interesting. So does he mind your wife better than before now, like in a observable way? Like it's probably better that she was the handler because you're probably like me, where when I see my dog going nuts, first it's like, oh crap. Then also I'm like, in my head, I'm thinking about hunting season. Like, look at all that energy, look at all that desire. So like, but my wife doesn't see that. She's like, your dog's insane. So like, it's probably good that she was the handler because she probably is more upset when Bruce is going nuts than you.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I think when, me and the boys, like me and my boys, whenever Bruce is going crazy, we just sit there and laugh because he's like just terrorizing, inanimate objects in the backyard, knocking stuff over, and it's funny.
Yeah.
Um, no, I think what I paid for was for her to have that firsthand experience in tooling and guidance with a professional handler because, you know, I've watched enough YouTube videos to where I could, talk my hubris into knowing what I'm talking about. Uh, but for her to have the exact tooling and mentorship from like a professional trainer that's not her husband,
Right.
I think that was, where I spent the cash. It wasn't for
Yeah.
actually getting Bruce to, do things, but she handles them more during the day in the off season as it is, right? I'm at
Sure.
work. She has dog, she has kids. Uh, it's not fair for Bruce to be locked up until dad gets home to like, you know, do fun stuff. So yeah, it was by the plan to get her to be the one working with the trainer.
Nice. Yeah, that
For
makes sense. That's cool.
that and like, the added benefit of like now she gets to bond because she's learning something
Right.
new and she's, liking that dog more and hopefully won't try to sell my dog out from under me.
There you go. That's the important part.
Yep. Yep.
There was probably a time where I was seriously dreading having to make like a YouTube video of, hey, who wants my dog?
Oh yeah. That's the thing with bird dogs and families and living in the standard neighborhood kind of situation is they're not the easiest house dogs. And that's why we got them. We literally got them for that reason. So
Oh yeah.
it's
Yeah.
tough. And when your spouse or rest of your family isn't reaping the benefits or enjoying hunting with them because they don't or don't want to, like they're like they just see like this is awful. Like why would you want this dog? Like you don't understand the joy it gives me for a handful of months out of the year.
That's
Like
right.
I can tolerate all this craziness.
That's right. It's
Yeah,
3 months of reward, and the rest of the time we're just hanging out in the backyard drinking beer.
that's right.
Me and my dog, because I'll spill some out for him. Um, yeah, I think it would have been a different story if Bruce wasn't like 80 pounds. and my
Right.
wife being like pounds. Actually, strike that one for the record. Can you blank that out? I don't know
I
how much it
I
was.
I can't. I can't. I can't.
We're live.
But like the dynamics of weight are just completely different there, right? Like if he's
Yeah.
gonna go after something on the leash, she has to let go, or else she's getting dragged. The other day, he saw a cone like 100 yards out, and he
Yeah.
started getting birdie against the cone, and then he went full tilt sprint at the cone. She just let go. I was like, he's running after that cone right now. That idiot. I love him. Um, but then he realized it's just a cone, and he ran back. Yeah, but if Bruce were in the 30 to 40 pound class, I think it would have been like a different vibe. It
Yeah.
would have just been like a small crazy or medium sized crazy dog. But this is like
Yeah.
big ass crazy dog.
So
That's fair.
on that note, like future bird dog breeds, are you going? I mean, maybe that's a ways out. Maybe at this point you're like, I've been tapped out. But like, what breed would you look for another lab, or maybe a smaller lab, or would you go a different direction then with that in mind? Would that change your mind at all?
I've thought about this actually a couple times now. I think the last time well, we probably talked about it before,
Yeah,
but
I think so.
I think if so let's see, Bruce is 2.5 now. If I get, him to 13 or so, it pretty much means I have about 10 years left with him. The kids will be a bit older at that point, and I think
Yep.
that another lab would be just fine.
Yeah.
Um, if it were near term and Bruce, God forbid he gets like bit by a rattler or, something were to happen, uh, I would mourn, be very sad, and then I'd probably thinking about like a hypoallergenic dog breed.
Yeah.
Maybe some sort of like, maybe not a cocker, because I've seen so many uh problems with cockers. But
Yeah.
I'd even consider like a full-size poodle or something for something more hypoallergenic and less sheddy. Uh, I like the concept and idea of a Brittany
Hmm.
because they're like really pretty dogs.
Mhm.
But they and the versatility with Brittany's would be pretty cool. And I don't think anyone would. I like going in under gun, kind of having that sleeper dog in the neighborhood where people are just like, oh, that's just a regular little cute cutesy dootsy dog. But in my head, knowing that it would be like a full octane, you
Yeah.
know, hunting line Brittany, that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
I think about the options, but I would be just as happy with another lab if I could find. Uh, I think I would go. I think I would travel out of state for the next lab if it were to be a next lab.
Yeah. Like go find like something really top tier and bloodlines. Is that what you're thinking? Or do you have a specific like I want to go there and it happens to be somewhere else?
Yeah, I think I would just go like top tier, known
Yeah.
like breeder that's just pushing out real good dogs at a low rate. Um, I think we took a gamble with the breeder that we got Bruce from,
Yeah.
but that said, it's worked out.
Yeah.
Uh, but
Yeah.
I think I'd want the full experience. Not to get off subject again, but I'd want it to feel like I'm getting fitted for clubs for golf,
Yes.
right?
Exactly.
Like I
Yeah.
want to travel somewhere. I want to stay there for like a week,
Yep.
see like the ranch, and wear a cowboy hat or something, be like
Yeah.
full tourist, and
Yeah.
then pick out my dog of the litter, whatever. I want the experience.
Yeah. It's like having a shotgun built for you, like custom built, right? Like
Yeah.
it's going to be really expensive and it's a whole like thing in of itself. It's not just going to Cabela's and grab one off the shelf, but like I think you got to do that at least once in your life. And I think that seems with dogs. Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's it. That'd be the way to go, in my opinion. Especially if you're getting one dog like at a time like that, like one passes away, you get another one, like
Uh-huh.
go all out.
Yeah, and I think, if I were to go to the lab, I would probably look at like an English hunting line
Uh-huh.
because my 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 idea of English lines has always been those big barrel dogs that are just too big and
Yeah.
lazy and
And fat.
Yeah, like 6 years old and they're barrels and have diabetes. Uh, but I've learned that some of the English lines like can be super jacked. Like I want a
Uh-huh.
jacked English lab or like English field lab, I think is what they're more commonly referred to as.
What's that big kennel? Do you know that really big famous lab kennel? They have multiple locations, they do training. Oh man, they have exactly what you're talking about. Like all the celebrity hunters, like get their labs from them. They have a huge waiting list with their programs like dialed in for like they
Yeah.
can tell you you're getting a lab this size and here's how it's going to behave. Oh dang it, they call it their taglines like the gentleman's gun dog. I'm gonna find it now.
Is that the is Are those the
This
same
is-
dogs that like Jeremy Clarkson from Top Gear got his dogs from?
I don't know. I think it's called Wild Rose.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Wild Rose Labradors. Uh, yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. Wild Rose Kennels. If you haven't looked into them, I know you're hopefully a decade plus out from a new dog, but it's always fun to look. Uh,
Man,
but they
now
have a
that
lot
I'm
of con.
talking, I was gonna say now that I'm talking about it, man, I don't know. I might just go another lab if the time were to come, because like everything I want out of a dog, I have out of Bruce. Uh, and there's just not a lot to complain about like a Labrador. I get a lot of attention from
Yeah,
like
yeah,
55 to 78-year-old dudes that look at that dog and they're like, "Oh, that is a dog, right?"
yeah, yeah. Classic dog. And
Right.
I've been thinking about that too. Like I'm hoping we'll see what happens. But my kids will be by the time I need a new dog, my kids will be moved out or old enough to where it won't matter. Like won't be that won't be the issue, right? So it's like I kind of want to eventually overlap a third dog when these two are older. I'm thinking like I've been thinking about labs too. Like actually from that kennel, some places I was looking like be fun to have a Springer, couple Springers in a lab, like kind of mix the two styles and different things. I know when I hunt with my brother and his labs, like they do. I mean, the hunt kind of similar, but it's also kind of different. The cover they hit and how they hit different cover is different. So I've kind of been looking at labs as well, though I'm probably 5 to 7 years away from overlaying that on these dogs, but not too far from getting on a list if it's a big breeder. So,
Three dogs. You and I live different lives.
well,
Yeah.
we actually have the two Yorkies, so it'd be a fifth dog, but the Yorkies don't count because they're like 3 and 4 pounds. Like they're essentially rodents. Like they
Yeah, they're
don't.
like cats.
Yeah, like they just hang out inside. They never go outside. They live inside. They have full potty pads.
Yeah.
They're not real dogs. Um, in the sense of what it takes to take care of a dog. But anyhow,
Three
well,
full-blown gun dogs, though. That'd be a trip.
Yeah.
I don't
I'm
know, man. Do
I'm
you guys do you guys do any like waterfowl? I'm thinking about getting a waterfowl.
we used to. Jared and I both used to when we were younger a lot. Like my brother does a lot still. But I haven't in a while. I just sitting still has been tougher the older I get.
I want to
Yeah,
walk.
I jump shoot. That's about all I do anymore.
But we used to have the decoys and waders and calls and retrievers and the whole thing. So do you have a place to go duck hunt down? Do you got some spots? I mean, I know that's in the flyway, right?
We do have a couple of spots out here. They're, very public and known
Yeah.
places. You got to get on the wait list or, sit in the sweat line or do all that stuff. But it's still a very early morning where the
Oh
kids
yeah.
are today. So it's probably not a this season thing unless someone wants to go invite me out. I try it, but I don't know if I could go full ass into it. I think right now, the type of hunting that we do is the right kind of hunting for, you know, a 1 and a 5-year-old with our
Yeah.
schedules, being able
Yeah.
to get out right after breakfast and back before lunch. Like that has to suffice for now before I have, bigger and more extreme dreams.
Yeah, I feel like those really early mornings and like super long hunts or maybe like multi-day hunts are more like before you have kids than when your kids are like teenagers and they don't doesn't matter. Like they're the ones making food and hopefully help mom out at home instead of the other way around.
Oh, totally. I had a
Yeah.
buddy ask me the other day, "Hey, you getting ready for deer season?" And I go, I feel embarrassed, but my answer is like, no, probably, I bought a tag. I have an archery tag, but based off of timing and what time will permit, I probably won't do a lot of the footwork that's required to go be a successful deer hunter this season.
Yeah.
So, uh, if I draw a good tag, I'll put in the time. But for a regular over-the-counter year, I probably won't be focusing on that too much.
Yeah. I get it. I get it. Well, John, we've kept it kind of low over your time here. Jared, do you have anything else for John?
No, good conversation.
Yeah, as always, let's have you back on sometime soon, John. But good luck this hunting season, and stay in touch, man.
We'll do. Let's do it with beers next time. Yeah.
There you go.
Good. All right, man. Well, take
All
care.
right.
Have a good rest of your day. Good rest of your week.
Cheers, fellas.
Thanks for listening to the Go Flush Yourself podcast. You can continue the conversation on our Discord server. The link is in the podcast description. You can also follow along with Matt and Jared on Instagram and Facebook. If you want to support the podcast, you can subscribe to the Go Flush Yourself on Patreon for the easy monthly cost of only $2. You can also check out our shop and pick up a Go Flush Yourself sticker, shirt, or other merchandise. All links are in the podcast description.